What separates a well-engineered pool from a pool that just looks good on Instagram?
So there's lots of things involved. I mean, the simplest thing is did they put the proper size piping in? Is the plumbing big enough? Is the equipment big enough? Is the filter big enough? Another instance I can give is that when I moved to Florida, I bought a pool that had been built in the pandemic. There were massive equipment shortages in the pandemic, not just due to the pandemic and this huge number of pools being built, but that same year the freeze hit in Texas and destroyed a huge amount of pool equipment in Texas. Equipment vendors weren't equipped to deal with a doubling of number of pools being built in the same year that 20% of the pools in Texas basically needed all new equipment. So I got this pool. And they did a really good job constructing the pool. However, the equipment was wrong. They put in a huge pump, the smallest filter available, and undersized piping at the equipment bay. So basically, I had to clean the filter 2 or 3 times a week when the leaves were falling and when it was the dirty season, basically. And it was basically probably the pool had been engineered correctly. They just couldn't get the right equipment. Now, they still should have put the right piping size in. I mean, that's just fundamentally wrong. They had the right pipe size. I know because there was right pipe size in other parts of the pool. But it basically made the pool unusable until I went in and replaced the filter with a proper sized filter. And these are the things as a homeowner, they don't know. They don't know, does it need a 100 square foot filter or 300 square foot filter? And unless you built pools, you really don't know. And so those are the types of things I think I can offer to a customer, the experience that, helps them through the process and make sure that they don't get a pool that doesn't service them for the next 10 years.
What's the biggest mistake homeowners make before they even start talking to builders?
I think actually getting stuck with exactly what they want, thinking that they need certain things that maybe they don't need. One of the things I can speak to because of my background of cleaning pools is spas. Everybody wants a pool spa combo. Well, the truth is, in most pool spa combos that are over 10 years old, this comes from my service experience when I clean pools and everything else, the heater didn't work. I would say 7 of the 10 or 8 of the 10 heaters didn't work. That tells me they weren't actually using the spa. They were using it for ambiance. They had the waterfall feature of it where it was overflowing water, it was making the noise, but they weren't using the spa for its intended function, which is to get in it, heat it, run the bubbles, use it as an experience. So it tells me that they weren't willing to spend, between $400 or maybe $5,000 or $6,000 if the heater was really bad and didn't just need to be repaired. They weren't willing to spend that money. So it wasn't worth it. They weren't using the spa enough to justify it. But they'd originally, nowadays it's going to cost between $25,000 and $40,000 to put in a spa. Do you really need it? Those are the sorts of observations I can talk to people about because I've got experience. I've cleaned pools. And so there are other things in those that I can definitely lead customers to a better experience.
How much should someone realistically budget for a pool in 2026?
I mean, that's a hard question to answer. When people ask me what a pool costs, I can make a pool cost anything. I can build you a 10 by 20 pool with basically, no decking around it for $45,000. I can build you $1 million pool. It's probably not going to be just a pool. It's going to be a whole backyard experience. It's going to have the pool, the spa. It's going to have an outdoor kitchen. It may have an outdoor fireplace. It could have a basketball court or a tennis court associated with it. So to say what it costs to budget, that's hard number to define. But, in general, let's say a pool in general should cost you between $50,000 and $90,000, looking, based upon what you want, what features you want, how high you want it finished out. Again, I can also build you a 10 by 20 pool that's $45,000. I can build you a 10 by 20 pool that's $100,000 based upon how I finish it out. And that's one of the things when you're looking at competitive bids that's hard for clients to understand because they don't know this feature is really worth $5,000. Okay, that's, he's selling me something of value. And so I think the thing is, you don't want to go with the cheapest bid necessarily, and you don't want to go with the most expensive bid. And what you're looking for is the best value.
Yeah.
Are they delivering what you need?